any news you want to discuss before Carl, and then also want to peek at our market headlines to see if there's any overlap here. So, I guess the headline is that time to invest in Europe. Okay, talking about tariff threats and the war in Ukraine, some of the obvious stuff with the Gaza, terrorist stuff here. Let's see. Former economic engine Germany has stagnated for 2 consecutive years, and things don't look much better for France, Italy, or other places in Europe. So again, this is talking about the European stock market, right? A lot of times that when we look at our market, right, almost always we're looking at it in our snapshot of the S&P 500, right? Those are just the American companies, but there is a tab, and every now and then I do pull it up. There is a world tab, right? There's obviously other parts of the world in a stock market for all these different exchanges and their parts of the world. So you can see, obviously, Europe's stock market not like having quite the best day. Let's see what they have looked like just this year. Year-to-date performance. Okay, they've rebounded a little bit, but the last 2 years is what they're talking about. 1 year performance. Interesting. So I guess it's just kind of mixed. It's kind of mixed. Anything else to see here? I like to just bring it to life and connect it to what we say, right? So the Federal Reserve, right, obviously has a macro level, a global impact too, right? Because the European central banks also care about our central banking system, right? And then what was the magic power? Just to connect it all again to our quiz, right, from today. Right, what was the interest rates, right, number 2 for B for today, right? Basically, why do interest rates matter? Because they control the cost of money, and that's basically the magic power that the Federal Reserve has. They set those interest rates. That interest rate then determines the rate the banks charge you, which then determines all the other rates like mortgage rates, credit card rates, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, just trying to connect that because obviously the world does care about our interest rates too, because then they set their banks' interest rates based on ours. So, anything else to make sense of here? And we did mention this Davos World Economic Forum a couple weeks ago, right, when that was in the news and the headlines. This basically CEO came out and said basically always go against Davos and you'll make a lot of money, kind of saying that there's this, you know, sometimes buy the rumor, sell the news, right? When all the rumors are starting about it, that's when you buy. Then once the news breaks, that's when you sell, right? Well, he's kind of saying it could also be the other way, right? Where you sell the rumor and then buy the news once it breaks. So again, it's just a strategy. Also connecting to our quiz today, just potential investment strategy is to follow some of these strategies. So, and then anything else for our quick hitters? Ooh, Amazon. You guys saw this one? They're buying basically the entire intellectual property to the James Bond franchise. Mm-hmm. So, and they're going to be the ones making those future James Bond films. We've talked about DEI a couple times in our headlines. This is now Citigroup, who will be mentioned in our 2008 financial crisis. They're one of the credit card companies right now in our current landscape, and they dropped their diversity goals, right? So we've talked about that a couple times, how companies are dropping some of those efforts. From an economics perspective, there's mixed reviews, right? Some people just want to hire the people that are best for the job. Some people want to hire a more diverse workforce, and there's conflicting interest there. But we've talked a couple times about why this is showing up in the headlines. And that term, DEI. Celsius, you guys probably know about, right? The energy drink, a new energy drink. Their stock, look at that, up 27% today alone. Why? Because they basically are buying this other energy drink or software. So again, how we can predict some of those things. Anything else here that you guys see? GameStop, let's see, Microsoft, Walmart. Yeah, so Walmart, again, they had earnings yesterday. And even though they beat on earnings, their stock price was over $100 and it fell completely off the roof, right? We were looking at it in class on this chart, right? So trying to make sense of why that was. They are actually raising their dividend, and we listened to some of their earnings call, and it's actually good news. So they tried to downplay it and say, it's just deflation kind of, but we'll see. And then the other one I saw, finally cutting ways with their contract. MLB and ESPN. So I don't know who's going to buy out some of those sports contracts, but those are always big for headlines as well. So anyone else have stuff to digest, make sense of, ask questions about that you either see here or potentially from our normal news or from your own social feeds that maybe we didn't get a chance to make sense of? We didn't get a chance to make sense of. Anything else that you want to debate, discuss, chime in on? No? No? Okay, let's see how our market's looking today. That's the 1 year, but here's the 1 day. Yeah, very, very mixed. Nothing really bright red, nothing really bright green, kind of mixed so far in our opener. So, okay. Last chance to make sense of headlines or ask questions and discuss anything there. Okay. All right. So on the agenda then, I have a little bit of built-in time for you to catch up on your graphic organizers. So you should have 4 entries on our all-in-one and up to 6 entries on our Wall Street Journal economic sub. So we did our console wars, we did our coffee wars, we looked at Chipotle and Chick-fil-A. So just trying to make sure we're all caught up on those notes. You'll need to make sure that those aren't caught up for our graphic organizer check coming probably as early as next week. And then the only other questions, dual mandate, so that's the Federal Reserve questions based on our homework. If you do click this link, that should take you right to the week 6. That's where the reading is, where those questions are based off of. So I wanted to give you a little bit of time to catch up on that. I think even with, I guess you still have a little bit more time. Yeah. We'll go at least 15 minutes of work time. I might have to modify a little bit to see kind of where we're at, to kind of make use of those last 15 minutes or so. So catch up on your notes for sure, because I know a lot of you are behind in that, and then I still am missing quite a bit of homework, so that's why I wanted to give you a little bit of Friday time to say, hey, I'm serious about the homework. Check in Power School. If you need to print extra copies of things, I can do that for you as well. But there's quite a few of you missing like multiple homework assignments. So, and it's only like what, 6 weeks in or so. Those will keep coming about every week or so. So I want to encourage you to stay caught up on those. Any final questions on that? Anybody need me to print anything they know already? Or they need an extra copy of something? Okay, so you all should have at least the inflation questions to work on, which is based on this reading. Some of you have graphic organizers to catch up on. You're already working on your homework. You're still finished out your sheet. Yeah, so just make use of your time. Make use of your time. I know some days it's pretty much bell to bell. Today I at least wanted to build in a little bit of extra time for you to catch up on your homework. I do have one other thing we can get to if we need to, but we'll kind of assess where we're at in about 15 minutes. What's up? Yeah, if you need to borrow the graphic organizer, you can absolutely borrow it. Good question. There you go, yeah. This is yours, right? Okay, just making sure. Yep, so those are inflation questions. I think you already turned your questions in. Yeah, so you're caught up. Nice. Do you have your questions? Or do you need them? You. Yes. What do you mean? You know what I mean, exactly what I mean. I think I'm still missing your ones from previously too. Yep, thank you. I'm just gonna go sort all these and count these out. Am I correct? Okay, so let me pull it up on Power School and help you out. Gotta get you to the finish line, let's see. Yeah, a lot of you are missing opportunity costs, which is the most recent one. Let's go back to retirement. Yeah, still missing that one. Diaz, Aaron, as well. That's retirement. That one I'm gonna have to print out an extra copy of. Yeah, remember the readings are on the Google Classroom too, right? I mean, they all should be linked on the Google Classroom, so the PDFs are there if you need them. PDFs are there if you need them. Anybody else need retirement? Okay, just bring one copy.
Two.
Two? Okay, thank you. This let's keep printing on the other side, that's fine. If you have questions, obviously I can float around too about the reading, interpreting, some of that stuff. It should be mostly a review by design to help you kind of reinforce the Federal Reserve and their power and their structure. And yes, dual mandate as well, but it's just a fancy vocab word. Okay, yeah, let me know if you need help. Yes, sir. Yeah. Do I need to bring Power School? Okay, yeah, let me grab my laptop. Well, it's plugged in, but I can talk to you real quick and then I'll write down what I need to write down. All right.
No, I think.
All right. Let's see.
I'm trying to see which one was that water, like. You know what
Which one, Colby?
the get education, even borrowing.
Yeah, that's the one about student loans, get borrowing money, yeah, get an education, that's student loans. All right, retirement was you and you. Student loans, you need. Anybody else need student loans in this class? Last call, okay.
The one I gave you. Why did you just give it that? I don't know why. No, why? What about the question? When did you do that? When did that happen?
It ain't working, fix it.
No, it's broken.
No, but it's just, it was working, but that was broke, so now it's.
Johnny's not anymore. It finally died.
Yeah, I know nobody did, but they did.
Which one?
We just got this one.
Yep, drop in the track, drop in the
I
track.
turned it in. It's only like yesterday. We put it in.
So now this is good.
You need to pass back to class, Jaden, or are you good? Okay. I got it printed right now.
We just submitted it.
I'm going to get email. Alright.
Say what you wrote down.
There you are.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm about to throw it.
Feeling okay? Oh, you being serious or you being
No, sexy.
She's got the all-in-one. Those are the ones I got, like our vocab one. Jaden's borrowed the other one that's got like our companies, like with the Death, Shake Shack.
You have the other one.
Yep. Yeah, just turn in anything on the tray and I'll get all those grades updated. Get all those grades updated. Again, all those homework questions are always based on the readings, and those are always gonna be linked in Google Classroom, so please use those. Inflation.
Oh, I would get to them.
Yeah.
I would get to them.
You guys all go on the game tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't got
Senior
work
night?
yet, so I was gonna go.
So nice, so nice.
Bro, eating that.
Last call on any other copies that need printed out
What happened?
for the homework? Anything? Looking?
Nah.
Okay. Thanks for staying up on that. Graphic organizers are floating around if you need to get caught up on your notes. Definitely encourage you to get caught up on your
He
notes.
was in his gas for like 4 times.
Bro, I swear, he literally catch it when I give him $1. That's not bad.
You saying you never paper good nowadays?
What he said? What you say?
Oh, I believe that. I'm not paper good.
What you say?
I'm quick answering my money. This guy. This guy.
Too old.
Oh, you said it is.
Whoa, yo, that's on the ring. You wasn't saying that, no?
I'm just saying, talking about me. That's the same thing.
Right, so I was correct in basically saying C was a freebie, B was on the board, right? I mean, still on the board for sure. Opportunity costs, I think Angel had a decent answer. Who's confident in their answer for A? What did you basically write?
I'm not.
There's no such thing as free money, it's like someone has to buy it.
Right, so lock in for just a few minutes, I want to review this just real quickly, and then, like I said, you can have the last little bit to continue working. So yeah, basically this idea that all of our choices, right, choices, that's the study of economics, right? It's not about money, it's not about the market. Economics in its true sense is the study of choices. So every day we have to choose, right? As simple as something as paying attention, as simple as something as, going to college versus going to the workforce, right? So opportunity cost, yes, even though the lunch could be free, right? You're choosing to eat that lunch and not choosing to do something else. So basically you're giving up the opportunity to do something else, and everything has a cost. Our choices have a cost. So just wanted to review that one more time. Interest rates, we've already reviewed that a couple more times. Macro and micro, I put that in there to help you maybe make some connections in your presentation. Dual mandate, again, mostly review. And then does anybody want to share out any of their options for C? I saw you put a few on there, Carlos. Your options for the bonus on the back?
I put a couple on
Oh,
mine.
you asked for it?
Yeah, like what might you do to attack the market? Any investment strategies you're thinking about, or?
Stocks.
I said,
I forgot to-
interest. I said,
Okay, hold on, let him talk.
I forgot that, what the retirement was called.
Oh, yeah. Roth, maybe, or what were you thinking from retirement episode?
It had like a number on it.
401k, yeah, 401k, okay, nice. All right, at least we're thinking. Kelby, I'll let you go, and then Kason, you can follow up.
I didn't know if it was accurate enough. I said stocks and I said like betting, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
beneficial.
And again, I was just getting you to think about those strategies, right? There's lots of different ones, there's no perfect science to it, right? Okay. Kason, what do you?
I said compound interest.
Compound interest, that eighth wonder of the world, yeah, that definitely might help you. Most of the time, people just pick safe stocks and just let those build up over the year. So that's how you would let that take advantage of. Anyone else want to share on some of the potential investment strategies? Really the only one that I've talked about a lot, right, is obviously looking at your earnings calendar and following those, right, that can be a strategy. Does anyone remember Warren Buffett's strategy from the stock market episode? What does Warren Buffett say you should do? What's his $1 million advice? Do you remember, Brian, from the episode? What kind of fund should we be buying? Index fund, yeah. Basically, he tells you don't worry about picking one of these 500 squares, right? Just hitch your wagon to these indexes, and over time, right, the market will almost always go up over time, right? So, you follow it over the trend. Doesn't matter about the 2008 recession, doesn't matter about the pandemic, right? Over time, the market is going to continue to rise, and every so often, they're going to give you those envelopes, those dividend payments, for your loyalty and your rewarding for holding shares of it over time. So, any last comments or questions on that? I just want to kind of review the quiz while it was fresh, just to make sure that there was no kind of uncertainty there. Anything else? Anything else? So yeah, the last 20 minutes or so, you guys can then finish your notes, catch up on your homework, or have a little bit of Friday vibes. So I don't really get that to you too often, but appreciate you staying with. Appreciate the effort for the presentations and for staying with that as well. So
You get good on presentation?
I will put in the rest of the grades on the presentation. You get obviously your art graded, you get a presentation grade, and then yeah, you get your audience grade. So it's almost like a 3-part. Yep.
Where's my wallet?
So cool. Thank you. All right. I can still float around and help if you need me. I can still float around and help if you need me.